How's it going, guys? I'm actually drinking an eggnog with whiskey in it. In my opinion, eggnog is the real reason for the season. I don't give a shit about the rest of it. I wait around for this shit all year. Over this holiday break, I think I've drank like 1.5 gallons of eggnog, most of it mixed with booze of one kind or another. Jameson goes really well in this. I want to start off by saying something that is a long-standing philosophy of mine. People are people. They've always been people, and they're always going to be people. Human species, the Homo sapiens sapien, has existed for something like 60,000 years, a very brief time, and we are no different now than we were back then. The modern tribalism that you mentioned, Chris, is not in the least bit modern. Osric hailed it back to an earlier time in civilization. It predates civilization. I honestly believe that it predates Homo sapiens sapiens. They have seen a similar kind of tribalistic pack mentality in the other apes. And humans are just apes. It's not a surprise that online we're segregating ourselves into these echo chambers that you mentioned, because that's what we do. We find our own kind. Even our national identities are nothing more than a far-reaching tribalism. I'm American. Well, what makes an American? Then you got to figure that out. And then you subdivide, and you subdivide, and you subdivide. And it doesn't matter how we associate ourselves, what kinds of in-groups and out-groups we create, it all boils down to the same basic tribal instinct. And I really do believe that it's an instinct for humans to want to group up. And it did serve a purpose at some point. And now in this modern world, we need to figure out how to keep dealing with that. Because it's not going to go away, because we're not going to stop being humans. It's what we are. I do have to agree with you, Osric, though. As soon as you asked the question, I thought that yes, Trump is the most influential person of the year. He's the loudest fucking howler monkey of the lot. And it astounds me that he has gotten as far as he has and become as big as he is. Earlier, I made a prediction that Bernie Sanders was way too left to ever win. And I still don't think he's going to. But I need to rescind that prediction, because if Donald Trump can do as well as he is, being a provable, lying shitbag, then I don't see any reason why Sanders can't win. I mean, he's got more integrity in his fucking pinky than Trump has in his entire toupee. As for the biggest movement, I do kind of agree with you, Osric, in that it's the movement toward the body cams, toward the cell phone footage and the dash cam footage. It's essentially an evidentiary movement toward the police. Prove to us that what you're saying is true. We will not take you at your word, because people are fucking people. And some of them are lying shitbags, like Trump. I'm going to stress that point several times here. It's like with the recent shooting in Chicago, the really recent release of the video of the shooting of the 17-year-old in Chicago, that showed that what the police said was false. And we have always needed this technology. And our society has always protected the police. It has always protected that tribe of protectors. And I'm glad that we're now requiring evidence. I am a firm believer in evidence, and that is something I try to bring to the table as a teacher. I want to show the kids the truth as best we know it, not as best we want to believe it. Because we do tell ourselves stories, we do want to confirm our worldviews, and I think it's a rare individual. And Osric, Chris, I hope you are here with me in that I don't want my worldviews confirmed, I want them challenged. Which seems really hypocritical, considering that I'm talking to my two best friends in this video about shit we all pretty much agree on. So somebody bring something new to the table to show me that I'm wrong? Maybe? I think it works like that. But I want evidence as much as you can give me. Stuff that I can't deny because I want to. It's like the smallpox blankets. Osric, you found a bit that they may have done it intentionally once as a means to eliminate the Native Americans. The Native Americans told them to fuck off. They did spread disease, and you're right, they didn't know about it. They didn't know what disease was, and they did give smallpox blankets out. We know this. There's evidence to support this, but they gave it because the white people didn't want the blankets from the sick house, so they said, okay, let's give this nasty shit to poor people, and that's something we still do. We give nasty shit to poor people and expect them to take it because, well, they're poor and they don't have any choice. And the draft is some of that nasty shit that we give to poor people, because it's an interesting idea to institute it, to have everybody have a dog in the fight. But Osric, you're right, it affects the poor people. And they're the ones that are going to get the brunt of the shit from a policy like that. No matter what policy we institute, the people with power and influence will do everything they can to power and influence their way out of the negative effects. And it's something we have to deal with to have our freedom. What freedom we have. Because the only option to force the rich, influential people into these positions is a dictatorship, and that's just transferring one villainy for another villainy. It's the inherent flaw in the system. People fucking suck. So let's try our best and push onward. I don't know what else to say. Cheers to that wonderful seasonal feeling about humanity.